Thank you.
Thesis. Ethical and moral consideration for road safety in Bangladesh. Good evening, everybody. I'm starting now. Ethical and moral considerations for road safety in Bangladesh. AUSN Thesis Committee Report. The dissertation entitled Ethical and Moral Consideration for Road Safety in Bangladesh is submitted to American University of Sovereign Nations in partial fulfillment of the requirements for the degree of Master of Bioethics and Global Public Health (MBGPH). The student in submission acknowledges that the thesis is the intellectual work of the student. There has been an alarming rise in road accidents and significantly in highway accidents in Bangladesh over the past few years. For a developing country like Bangladesh, allowing its citizens to perish in road accidents is not only tragic but unacceptable. This thesis includes a situation analysis and provides data on road safety in Bangladesh. It is recommended that the owners of motor vehicles should ensure that employed drivers have genuine license, are properly trained and drive responsibly. It is recommended that road safety education be also provided to pedestrians, especially children. This includes education within the community by community leaders as a good way to promote road safety. Improvement in road condition will also make a huge difference in road safety. Chapter 1, Introduction. Increasing accident rates. Road accidents have been increasing at an alarming rate in Bangladesh over the past few years. Speed jams are increasing day by day and we cannot have a comfortable journey anywhere, especially in Dhaka. Increasing rural poverty and corresponding urban migration continue to swell the numbers of people living in cities. Problems of rural unemployment, landlessness, river erosion, natural disaster, family conflict, and weak law and order causes rural families to leave their homes in search of better schools. This movement contributes to the overpopulation and at the same time heavy traffic jam in the urban areas. Bangladesh has a very high road accident fatality rate with official figures indicating more than 60 deaths per year per 10,000 motor vehicles. Every day around 8 persons die in road accidents. The actual rate of fatality is likely to be even higher. The problem related to the accident reporting system and the data derived from it, as reported by crime have not been resolved and official statistics are prone to under-reporting. The number of accidents has increased by 43% between 1982 and 2000, while the number of fatalities has increased by around 400% within the same period. That indicates that not only the occurrence of accidents is on the rise, the severity of accidents is also increasing. As the population, total road length and modal share of road transport continue to grow in the country, the number of casualties from road accidents is expected to maintain its rising trend. See the picture, an accident that happened in Bangladesh. Many initiatives have been taken by different organizations to reduce the road traffic accidents, RTA. Law enforcement agencies promote good practices related to helmet and seatbelt wearing and not drinking and driving. But there has not been any action taken yet on enforcing the speed limit. In addition, there are almost no speed limit signposts in the roads, particularly in the cities. Therefore, drivers, particularly young and novice, have motives and attitudes for speeding and causing accidents. Speeding is not only unethical but also a crime. Currently, Bangladesh Bicycle Society, in collaboration with Highway Police and BRTC, has taken the initiative of awareness program, research and placing speed limit signposts at roads and highways to reduce accidents. Road safety program had been launched through a workshop at Telecom Bhavan Auditorium, Razarbagh on 15 June 2013. Skeleton of the whole study. Bangladesh has a very high road accident fatality rate, with official figures indicating more than 60 deaths per 10,000 motor vehicles. Every day, around 8 persons die in road accidents. The actual rate of fatality is likely to be even higher. In this study, first I must point out why these accidents take place in street and what is the solution. Many low-income countries like Myanmar, Bhutan, Nepal also face this type of inhuman acts. In most of the religions, hurting humanity is forbidden. There are many different traffic rules which people are not following in Bangladesh. So if we can ethically train up ourselves, do our moral duties, share what we have, and keep following traffic rules, then we can find our street free of accident. Objectives. In this study, the objectives are to provide an overview as well to build knowledge about the current state and trends of accidents occurring in the street of Bangladesh, to examine, assess, evaluate the cause of accidents that take place in the streets of Bangladesh, to find out solutions of the problem which cause accidents. Methodology. This is not empirical research but is conducted mostly by qualitative method. The primary focus on the study was to conduct a situation analysis and provide qualitative data on road safety in Bangladesh based on my experience in the automobile industry. There was inadequate information on the total number of accidents occurring, as many people don't file a case or make spot understanding with each other. By considering the nature of the study, respondents and their mobility, some case studies of road accidents are also presented. My qualitative data have been taken by observing 6 street accidents that took place in Bangladesh. The secondary source of data collection, such as the books and various journals, have been used. In this study, we can find that providing proper training, laws, awareness, road maintenance, policies and punishments to all citizens and financial, mental and medical support to the people who had accident can make our streets safe for travel. You can see car accidents can involve many people. Chapter 2. Road safety and Bangladesh culture. Road safety. Road safety means actions that reduces the harm, deaths, injuries, disabilities and property damage resulting from crashes of road vehicles, and actions that improve the safe environment for road users, vehicles, pedestrians and cyclists. Bangladesh is a low-income category country where population are growing very fast, whereas lands are limited. Many people migrate from village to cities for earning more. So we have a huge number of uneducated people who can be the victim of road accident. But this can be avoided if there are trained well how to live in a city. The easiest solution of this problem is to keep ethical and moral duties and awareness building training by media, newspaper, religious and education institutes, community and family. In this way, street accidents can be avoided and people can travel safely. Some countries have already adopted a zero tolerance limit for road accidents. For example, in Norway, Elbeck reported that traffic safety in Norway has been largely successful, and the relative number of fatality is among the lowest in the world. In spite of this, it is frequently claimed that the authorities should do more to prevent accidents from happening, or that the method methods used are ineffective. Since 2001, Norwegian traffic safety policy has been based on version 0, a vision of a future traffic system that should not lead to fatalities or serious injuries. Part of the background for this is that any other goal is deemed morally unacceptable. We have adopted these policies also in Bangladesh. 2008 identified a number of ethical issues in saving life from traffic accidents. The problem identified included criminalization, paternalism, privacy, justice, and responsibility. And the reasons for choosing this are the following. First, they are all important areas in moral philosophy. Second, they are fairly general, and it should be possible to categorize more specific problems under these headings. Socio-economic structure of Bangladesh. Bangladesh economic structure transformation during 1980 to 2010 can be compared and contrasted with the transformation of India and Pakistan. A study has calculated and compared the three countries' microeconomic volatility and uncertainty for the observation period 1980 to 2010 using unbased volatility and uncertainty measures. This review also reviews the evaluation of Bangladesh macroeconomic uncertainty for each decade, the 1980, 1990 and the 2000s. It shows, for example, the Bangladesh GDP volatility and uncertainty have been increasing over time, reflecting on the fact that macroeconomic uncertainty has a negative impact on investment and growth. The paper derives various policy implications for Bangladesh, highlighting the importance of economic diversification, counter-cycle monetary policy, smoothing external factors, and building up reserves and buffers. As Bangladesh GDP increases day by day, people are used to a luxurious life. Many families start live in city and use vehicles of their own. This makes traffic jams, roads bad condition, and roads accident. Wow. Traffic jam in Bangladesh, you can see. Landscape of Bangladesh.
Nothing new.
Bangladesh is a low-lying, riverine country located in South Asia with a largely jungle coastline of 580 km, 360 miles, on the northern littoral of the Bay of Bengal, formed by delta plain at the confluence of the Ganges, Brahmaputra, and Meghna rivers and their tributaries. Bangladesh alluvial soil is highly fertile but vulnerable to flood and drought. Hills rise above the plain only in the Chittagong hill tracts in the far southeast and Sylhet division in the northeast, spreading the Tropic of Cancer. Bangladesh has a tropical monsoon climate characterized by heavy seasonal rainfall, high temperatures, and high humidity. Natural disasters such as flood, tornadoes, and tidal bore affect the country yearly. Bangladesh also is affected by major cyclones on average 16 times a decade. Roads of Bangladesh. Roads are badly affected by the monsoon water. Dhaka-Aricha Highway, heavy traffic jam. Vehicles of Bangladesh. In Bangladesh, most of the roads are open for all kinds of vehicles, which contributes to increased frequency of road accidents. Bus, car, rickshaw, cycle, all together make traffic jams. People don't want to stay in one lane and often overtake in highways. Moreover, they don't take care about people who are walking or in slow speed vehicles. Different kinds of transport are unavailable in the country. Some of them imported and some are made in Bangladesh. The automotive industry in Bangladesh currently manufactures auto rickshaws and locally designed three-wheeler motor vehicles, utilizing an engine from Honda. The country has a few large car plants which assemble the Mitsubishi Pajero Sport Hino bus and also the Tata bus and motorcycles. Pragati is producing the Mitsubishi Pajero Sport in Bangladesh. In 2009, the Malaysian AZ Group proposed to build a car manufacturing plant in Bangladesh in cooperation with Walton, which itself is preparing to produce motorcycles. In the same year, car manufacturing company TAS announced that they would build their car factory in Bangladesh, aiming for exporting. The plant is to be completed by 2012. In February 2010, Japanese car manufacturer Mitsubishi officially proposed to the Bangladesh government to manufacture the Mitsubishi Pajero Sport collaboration with Pragati Industries with a goal of production in 2011. The following is a list of some automobile companies in Bangladesh: Akiz Motors, Pragati, Bangladesh Machine Tools Factory, Aftab Automobiles, TVS Auto Bangladesh Limited, HS Enterprise, Tata Motors Bangladesh, joint venture with Hinton Niloy, Atlas Bangladesh Limited, Walton High Tech Industries Limited, Rana Automobiles, Singer Bangladesh Limited, Bangladesh Honda Private Limited, Ranks Motors Limited. Picture of different kind of vehicles of Bangladesh: Nishuk, CNG, bus, pushcars, rickshaw, car, Nosimon, motorcycle, mini truck, house garage, truck, van, road safety related activities. In Bangladesh, many types of activities have been taken by government, NGOs, private sectors and industry institutes, etc. Sometimes these activities are very helpful to common people. Road safety is a great subject in which to engage children and young people, and Road Safety Week is the perfect time to do it. If approached in the right way, students often enjoy and get a lot from studying and campaigning for road safety because it is an issue they can understand and that affects them. It is vitally important to help shape children and young people's understanding to and attitudes towards road safety, to help give them the best chance of keeping safe while they are young and as they get older. Road crashes are the biggest killer of young people worldwide. Teaching road safety may be part of our country's teaching requirements. If it is not, it should always be possible to incorporate road safety messages into lessons on other subjects, or assemblies, lunch times, activities, or general citizenship or well-being lessons, if we can have them. Another method of awareness raising for the drivers to protect them from accident is the poster on the public transport, public bus, truck, vehicles can create direct action by reading those posters while they are driving the vehicles. সাবধানে গাড়ি চালান, একটি দুর্ঘটনা সারা জীবনের কান্না. By Abdul Matlub Ahmad, owner of Little Tata Group, posters with the slogan runs all over the Bangladesh with Tata vehicles. This slogan made all the drivers in rural and urban areas of Bangladesh think twice when they are speeding. You see, সাবধানে গাড়ি চালান. Logo reads, one accident can makes your whole life crying. Below are some guidelines on what to teach different age groups from age 2 to 18 and some ideas for lessons and activities, including some that can be incorporated into teaching on subjects like math, science, drama and English. You can also find out if your national or local authority provides help and guidance on road safety teaching, which may show you how to teach and road safety within your country's teaching requirement. You can also visit Breck's UK Road Safety Teaching Guide for more ideas which may need adapting for your requirements. Road safety teaching materials are produced for the education of children and adult pedestrians in the rural areas of Bangladesh. They are designed to assist school teachers and community instructors in class or group instruction to improve awareness of road safety, to develop in their students safe behavior and practice near the road, and in particular to enable children and adult pedestrians to identify safe journey routes. These materials are developed by the BRTA Road Safety cell as part of the IDC3 project, which is promoted and supported by DFID UK. They are developed in association with IMCT Dhaka. Cars are coming from wrong side in the highway, you can see. Daily market in main highways. Causes of accidents. Who are responsible for accidents? Most accidents do not occur without a reason, and generally somebody must be responsible for that incident. So it is a duty of police, driver and victims to cooperate with each other and find out the real culprit. Where appropriate, the person to blame may be given to fine or punishment. CCTV camera is very helpful to find out the reason and responsible party of any accident, and in some countries it is standard for cars to have a continuously recording video device in the windscreen. Major reasons for accidents to occur. The following is a list of reasons for road accidents. Worst conditions of roads, uneducated about traffic rules, weakness of law and policy. Ethical and moral considerations. Ethical and moral training starts with the family, then educational institutes, and also the community. In every sector of life, we must try to learn how to get a safe life. We have a societal and moral responsibility to design products, environment, and laws so that people on their own find it easy and convenient to behave in a safe manner without sacrificing their needs to earn a living and fulfill their other societal obligations. Safety is a fundamental human right. Community-based road safety program, engineering, education and enforcement. Community education program. Family and community structure. Bangladeshis are family-oriented people. They love to stay together and take care of each other, especially of kids and older persons. In village, most people stay in a joint family. Recently, in a city, people are starting to live in small family and used to a luxury family. People coming from villages are mostly victims of accident. Bangladesh Health and Injury Survey. This survey shows the percentage of people of 15 to 44 years old account for more than half of all road traffic deaths. Extends by age of the driver. Migration. With the advent of globalization and even before it, the facilities such as employment, basic infrastructure, education and so on have only been concentrated to cities, and whatever has been done by the government has not been so effective. The government schools are not functioning properly. Basic amenities like 24 hours electricity, good roads and water supply still seems to be a part of a dream in most of the areas in both rural and urban South Asia. The population residing in rural areas is mostly agriculture based. Slow development of local markets where farmers can get better rates for their production. This happens due to improper supply chain and distribution system. As a result of this, many farmers are selling their land and moving to cities in hope of a better life. If such things continue, then for a few years in the future, the cities will be heavily populated, resulting in lack of basic amenities such as shelter, food, water and infrastructure, thereby further resulting in the declining of the living standard of people living in the major cities. This will also make living in this expensive as the demand for supply will be more, but on the contrary, supply will be less. Vehicle tracking system company in West Bangladesh. Finder is a vehicle tracking system tracking service in Bangladesh. It provides location-based vehicle tracking services using state-of-the-art technology. The benefits of specialized in location-based services and GIS are anti-theft utilities, tracking systems, area of interest view, route selection, monitoring distance traveled and report generation, speed report. Buses can lead to greater number of injuries for a single accident. Government initiatives towards road safety and BRTA. The Bangladesh Road Transport Authority (BRTA) was established under Section 2A of the Motor Vehicle Ordinance of 1983 and the subsequent 1987 amendment. It has been functioned since January 1988. BRTA is a regulatory body to control, manage, and ensure discipline in the road transport sector of Bangladesh, as well as to maintain road safety. It works under the Ministry of Communication to carry out the purposes set out for it under the Motor Vehicle Ordinance. The chairman is the chief executive of BRTA. He is in charge of fulfilling the purposes of BRTA as prescribed by the rules and assigned by the government. Total number of circles under the preview of BRTA is 62, 57 district circles and 5 metro circles. Activities of BRTA. Controlling and regulating road transport by executing motor vehicle acts, issuing route permits and fixing rates and fares of buses and trucks. Conducting regular activities like issuing driving license, fitness certificates, registration certificates and driving instructors license. Registering schools for motoring. Organizing and conducting workshop seminars for delivering information regarding safe driving and traffic regulations. Making research and development for developing ideas and methodologies for safe road transport and traffic system. Services of BRTA. Vehicle registration, fitness and tax token issues, route permit issues, number plate issues. The BRTA stall of fifth person. Attitude of people in community. Bangladesh is mostly Islam-based. Moreover, all religions also support not to do any harm to anybody and to help people. Bangladesh is constitutionally a secular country. Islam is the largest religion of Bangladesh. Muslims constitute 89% of the population, followed by Hindus who constitute 9.5% and Buddhists, Christian, those who practice other religions and those who do not are the remainders. A survey in late 2003 confirmed that religion is the first choice by a citizen for self-identification. Bangladesh only recognizes Islam, Christianity, Hinduism and Buddhism. So if in all the religious institutes like mosque, church teach people to drive properly and saving ourselves and others are moral duties and attitude of the community will change, we can talk about road safety here also. Road repairs without caution signs. People of Bangladesh offering namaz on the road. Chapter 4. Case studies.
Maybe go to chapter 5 next. You can just summarize. You did 6 case studies.
Chapter 4 is very interesting.
Okay.
Case study. Just road. Case studies. Road accidents are a critical problem in the highway transportation system which are directly sentenced to death, injury and property damage. Bangladesh is one of the most crucial countries in the world where road accidents frequently occurs. Many people die and seriously injured every year in different cities here due to accident. Some of them are discussed here. In January 2016, my brother-in-law, named Kamaluddin, age 42, resided in village Sholna, district Tangai. Just got married when he was 40 years old. He was very happy as he got married and settled his life at this late age. But alas, our road condition took his happiness forever, took away his dream forever. He was just coming from his wife's parents' house on Eid Day festival. Evening, and he dropped his newlywed wife to be with her parents for spend couple of hours, but he did not know that was the end of his dream. Bad road condition made his scooter fell down, and an underage truck driver just drove his truck over his head. In 2015 June, Dopin Islam, age 18, resided at 32 Kolabagan, Dhaka 12/7. Resided with his just widowed mother, was riding his motorbike without helmet. After he got his results from his school, he was very happy that he got all A's. He was so happy he wanted to see his mother right away. But one bus driver named Kudus Mia, who has no training and even has no license, hit his motorbike and took away all his dreams and happiness. His fatal death shows how deeply we need our roads and riders educated. Shamsu Mia, age 38, lives 416/2 Shamoli, Dhaka. Used to go to his office every day by walking 2 miles from his house. One rainy day, 25th May 2016, while he was walking on the main road, Miku Road, he did not see big holes on the street as all was full of water. There is no proper drainage system of rainwater. Poor guy was just fell on a big hole and he broke his leg. 8 members of family, the only bread earner, lost his job. Now he is surviving as a handicapped life forever. It was a sunny morning on 13th May 2015. Afsaruddin from Malikbari, Gazipur, was going to keep his cow near the highway big field. He was also having his 6-year-old son Ziauddin with him. They were walking on the Dhaka-Mymensingh highway. Suddenly, one big truck was overtaking another truck and came very near and hit his son and also him. Afsaruddin lost his leg and lost his only son. Future, the people in the town put speed breaker on the highway, which makes more road hazardous. Khadija, 32-year-old, and her 9-year-old daughter Khushi was going to Tungi from Uttara, Dhaka. They wanted to go by bus as that's the cheapest transportation in Bangladesh. The bus conductor was trying to take them while the bus was still running. They both had to run to get into the bus, but they did not see another vehicle was coming from wrong side. Khadija and her daughter both got knocked out by that wrong side driven vehicle and lost their life. Kalamia, a young small businessman, lived in Gazipur. He had a small tea shop near the Dhaka-Mymensingh highway. Actually, his tea shop was almost on the highway. At night time, there were no street lights. His small hazard light was only street light for that store. One evening, his hazard light was not working and a big truck hit his store and also him. Now he is fighting to survive as a street beggar for the rest of his life. Chapter 5, Discussion. A limitation of the study. As this study is based on people's ethics and moral support to protect street accidents, it is very difficult to take interviews with those who are responsible. As time was limited, other studies data which are published have been used. Some accidents examples have been taken from online. There is scarcity of books regarding this study. The data of the real picture for road accident and the causes are very difficult to collect. Highway structural design and build information data were very inadequate. Assessment and recommendations. It is found in the study that moral and ethical training is absolutely necessary for people in Bangladesh. In this study, it is found that basic road safety training enormously need both in rural and urban people. Individual and groups should take road safety classes. Also, road safety training need in school and colleges. It is necessary to build consciousness among all that safety comes above all. It is recommended that highways should be fully isolated from local people. There should be no way to use highways beside vehicles running. Cannot use highways for stores and other public entertainment. It is found in the study that all roads in the cities should be lighted town and highways should have minimum lighting. Light posts should be placed in every corner of the street so that any turn can be seen from far away. Reflector and mirror should be placed where the narrow dividers is in between. It is found that the roads of Bangladesh are made with very poor materials. Every monsoon season, they get worse and unable to use. Traffic jam and accidents happen frequently for this reason. It is recommended that all the roads and highways should be made with concrete materials. In this study, it is found that most accidents in rural area occurred by speed breakers on the road made by local people, which is absolutely unreasonable and also hazardous for drivers. It is recommended that local made speed breakers should be removed and there should be implemented a law for any misuse of highways. In this study, it is found that underage drivers and fake driving license is another biggest problem for road safety. It is recommended that these unethical activities should be stopped by implementing strict rules and a mobile code in the spot. It is found that Bangladeshi people are not trained ethically and mostly uneducated, so they don't know about their moral duties and safety rules. Moreover, in this country, driving license can be fake and traffic rules are not maintained by drivers. So it is recommended that government and NGOs must cooperate with private sectors and use media, traffic police, BRTA to establish strict and scientific traffic rules. It is found that the data of road accidents are not transparent. It is recommended that investigation of road accidents should be transparent. Reflections. In this study, we found that providing proper training, strict laws, awareness and road maintenance policies and punishments to all the citizens and financial, mental and medical support to the people who had accident can make our streets safe for travel and free of accident. The case studies provide a number of points for ethical analysis and discussion and reflection. Some recommendations are developed below. Conclusion and recommendations. Conclusions. In this study, I found basic road safety training needs is extremely urgent. It is not only needed in rural area but also in town and cities. Bangladesh people are not trained ethically and mostly uneducated, so they don't know about their moral duties and safety rules. Moreover, in this country, driving license can be fake and traffic rules are not maintained by drivers. It was found that the roads of Bangladesh are made with very poor materials. Every monsoon season, they get worse and unusable at all. Traffic jam and accidents happen frequently for this reason. Recommendations. Moral and ethical training is absolutely necessary for Bangladeshi people. Individual and groups should take road safety classes. Also, road safety training is needed in schools and colleges. It is necessary to build consciousness among all that the safety comes above all. It is recommended that highways should be fully isolated from local people. There should be no way to use highways beside authorized vehicle running. We should not use highways for stores and other public entertainment. I also found in the studies that all roads in the cities should be lighted. Town and highways should have minimum lighting. Light posts should be placed at every corner of the street so that any turn can be seen from far away. Reflector and mirror should be placed where the narrow divider is in between. It is recommended that all the roads and highways should be constructed in concrete materials to be more durable. In the study, it is found that most accidents in rural area occur by speed breakers on the road made by local people, which is absolutely unreasonable and also hazardous for drivers. It is recommended that local made speed breakers should be stopped. Government and NGOs must cooperate with private sectors and use media, traffic police, BRTA to establish traffic rules. It is necessary for the creation of transparent and independent road accident investigations in Bangladesh. The information on causes needs to be reliably researched, gathered and published so that policy making can be developed well. Chapter 7.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tanya. So the floor is open for questions. We have any questions? Yes, Professor Tashlima.
Yeah, I congratulate Ahmad for giving us a complete picture of ethical and moral considerations for road safety in Bangladesh. And I think, she has given plenty of solutions or suggestions which are needed for making our roads safe for people of Bangladesh. And, the points she said about training, about awareness building, consciousness building, about strictness of the laws. This is very much relevant and very much particular to the problem. And I think, that she has done a very good job. Although her case studies is not a quantitative study and does not represent the whole of Bangladesh, but as Professor Darren said in the seminar we had before, that quantitative studies also does not represent the whole country. So in that sense, you can say that this represents the country, and this is the picture of road safety of Bangladesh, and how vulnerable we are as human beings in the roads, where every day we have to commute. So we all want to say that these things has to be enforced in our daily life. Thank you.
Thank you. I think that's more a comment. Yes, Nahid, please.
Thank you very much for researcher and Tanya. Tanya Ahmad. Really, road accident, the topic, the issue, road accident as well as safety, road safety is very, it is a vital issue at present in our country. I have one question. Just you presented the official figure which indicated more than 60 deaths per 10,000 motor vehicles. You say every day around 8 persons die in a road accident. Just I'd like to know about the sources of the figure. One, sources of the figure. How you can get, you can use this figure. And number two, just your results is very relevant, just to mention the reasons of road accident. 1 point, weakness of laws and policies. I think it may be non-implementations of laws and policies. It will be better for you because we have guidelines, BRTA guidelines, laws, policies, and the rules also in our country. But we can see the non-implementations, lack of implementations of laws, policies, they violate the rules. And number three, just you mentioned in your recommendations, ethical moral training. Training is needed and moral and what is the measurement of your moral considerations? Moral considerations, ethical and moral considerations. Do you have any measurement in your thesis? How you will define this is the moral and ethical considerations to save our road or to reduce the road accident? So lots of just as I said, it's a very nice topic issue, and really it is a good work. I enjoyed very much, though I'm not a relevant subject, but this is really good work. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And I took this data from the references, and actually the road resumes weakness of implement moral laws. Decrease in number of deaths of the.
Maybe the reference to the question?
Yeah, I got it from the reference.
That could be question answer. Reference to the
Yeah, I took this measurement from the references. You can take the references on chapter 7, and I took all the data from the references from Google and from internet. I took all the references.
Just sources. This is the figure mentioned in your introduction.
Yeah, 60 deaths per
Yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
10,000.
This is the government statistics. Just I would like to know about the organization, government or non-government. Because you mentioned in your recommendations, government and non-government should work all together collaboratively. So
Collaboratively.
yeah. But you didn't mention the in non-government initiatives. Already you have mentioned some government initiatives.
Yeah,
Government has enacted some rules, policies, and guidelines. But
I can show you the references.
no problem. Yes, just the government
It is also
figure of
non-government and government both. I have got the figures,
Okay,
and which
okay.
I suggest. I think bibliography. Number 1, road accidents in Bangladesh done by K.M. Zaman, others, and you can find it also here. Road safety program, Bangladesh Bharati Society. www. And
just
economic
official
structure.
figure from you got
From
yeah.
there. From there.
Thank
I
you.
got all this.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay, I think we have a lot of questions. We only have a couple of time to make a list of the questions. Buyan, please. Buyan was next, but Nazneen, Shamima, and Tomoy. Yep, we have many, 6 or 7 questions. So, Buyan, please, first. Please make them brief.
Sorry. Actually, I don't have any questions. I have some observations on your presentations. Thank you for your hard working. First of all, I would like to start it from your title. Your title is Ethical and Moral Considerations of . My question is here, ethical and moral, that is one sort of redundancy, repetitions of words. I think it seems something different title, so I don't know, the investor can say better whether it is redundancy or not. My first observation. Second observation is, sir, don't worry about the questions or observations. I'm just sharing knowledge with you because my passive field is ethics, so that. My second observation is on your study. You have 4 or 5 study about some particular people, but I think you title deserve some case study, questionnaire study. Firstly, you must set a set of questions and go to the people. You can already, I debated some sort of people. You can identify, for example, you can identify the expert, road related expert. You can go these people and you can set the questions for your answer. The first one. Second one is the common people or public, and thirdly you can go to the transportations related involved people, and you can ask these questions to these people for your findings. But I think that can help you to determine or to reach to your proper conclusions for the road transportations, for the main causes of road and road accidents in Bangladesh. The first thing. Third question or third observation is a very serious observation from my side, because you title deserve. A serious deserve is concerned with ethical issues or ethical analysis. But I didn't find any ethical analysis on your dissertations. For example, you didn't follow any ethical, for example, there are a lot of ethical theories related to these things. And there are also a lot of stakeholders, a lot of issues, a lot of problems are related with the road accident. So you can respond these problems according to follow the ethical principles. For example, I would like to say road accident is one kind of disaster, one kind of, to some extent that's a disaster. So, what would be the ethical principles you must use in the case of disaster? That's one thing. And on the other hand, there is also question of accountability from the government side. And from the people public side. You also told about the awareness or consciousness of the people, that's fine. But I think the awareness, why the awareness should be moral awareness. Why that the questions are not response in the discussions. So that's another observation. My final observation is that through your dissertations, you can offer a new paradigm or a new hypothesis on the basis of your explanations, on the basis of your observations and study, that what sort of ethical theories or what sort of awareness theory can be applicable or can be competent in the case of Bangladesh. So I think if you can follow these sort of observations or you can incorporate these ideas in your dissertations, that would be very good and excellent work. Thank you for giving me a chance.
Thank you, Buyan.
Can I come into this before
No,
Sharan's
No, I
question?
think we have another 5 people here.
Okay.
Nice name first.
So thank you, Tanya. Well, first of all, congratulations and thank you very much. You have the patience to read the whole, but that is also, I think, quite difficult. Yeah. So thanks for the appreciation for that, and it is of course a nice piece of work to go for the master's course. To me, we can go in depth on and on, but it's more expected in the PhD. But coming to the facts of certain of the things I really liked, like the way you linked up whenever you say something. There are some pictorial instance to that, so that really is really very much appreciated. Now coming to certain of the points, a little critical on that. So basically, I found that this is the ethical and moral consideration as it is. So there are so many of the facts you try to put into the reality that really dig out our mind on the ethical and moral consideration on it. It would be appreciated if you could add certain of the case story around, like digging out the moral and ethical insights of the driver community, like at least getting different type of vehicle drivers, some of the case story adding to your work, because you went with the accident related phenomenon as a case story. This is of course a very sensitive and ethical issue, but going to the other aspect of the dynamics of the ethics, you could pick up 5 or 6 different type of drivers case story, how they feel about this, okay, when there's any accident they witnessed or they have done in their life. If just coming up that inside, that would add a lot of value to your work. So it could be, it's very simple and you can even do it now even to add more inside your welcome. And also I was thinking like for your recommendation that you put up a lot of the facts, of course these are very important, but sometimes when you go for recommendation, if we can make it more kind of so that people take it, and policy people or program people or even the driver community, they listen to this recommendation. So if we make it more kind of a practical way, like making a little bit of scrolling of the importance should be in the first of the recommendation list, and then so and you can go for like it can be immediate important recommendation, then intermediate, some long-term recommendation. So you can like categorize in that way. That would be appreciated. If you go for that, then my one of the very much not suggestions, my expectation that please give a high emphasis to the driver's training. In each and every of the drivers and traffic trainings, there should be moral and ethical certain things in the curriculum. So thank you, and with a great appreciation, I hope that you will go for your PhD on this piece of work in a very good way.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Shamima, please.
Thank you, Tanya, for your hard work. You have done a lot of work, and it's in terms of the text, your thesis is a very good shape. I find that okay, but there are a lot of informations, but I didn't find anything new like the Ahmad Ananda. I also did not find anything new. All the knowledge, descriptive knowledge. What is new? Actually, research is you have to bring out from that context the new things. What is new? That is the research.
Actually,
Or you can include something after you're binding the thesis. These things, something new. If you bring out from this text, that will be good research. And I don't mind that you cannot bring out at this moment because it is the learning process. So if you can answer right now, you can say, or you can incorporate these things later on.
Tanya, I'll let you have a comment first before Shahanas. Go ahead. Would you like to? You've had a lot of comments back. Thank you.
Yeah, I tried to find out about my research that a lot of things actually we can do. We can do for the poor people, we can do for the drivers to train them and to build awareness on them so they can come and they can feel that driving unethically is not perfect in the road. It's not only for them, it depends on other lives also. They are handling other lives, not only their life. So that issue, that thing have to be considered for the driver. We have to build the awareness to the driver that their life is not only in danger, but that the life they're taking, they're living with them, they're carrying, is much thinkable. Thank you.
Shahanas, you had waiting, and then
Thank you
Taslima.
very much for giving me the floor. But already there's a lot of comments and opinions, and I had some questions relating to those, but already being said. But two of my observation was in your justification of why you are doing your research, you said that most of the religion do not harm. I suppose I think you should change that statement, because at the last end you said yeah, all the religion is based on like not harming anybody. So it contradicts, in the justification you said that, and in the conclusion part you said another thing. So I think that statement you need to correct. No religion says to harm anybody. So that's in justification, I think it really catches the eye, So try to correct it. And another thing is that regarding referencing, I think there's a mixed up of Harvard and Vancouver. Sometimes in the referencing I have seen that you are doing the Harvard system, but in the text I saw that you are doing sometimes Harvard, sometimes Vancouver. I think that's a mixed up, and that's an I think for the thesis writing, I think that is not a correct way. So follow one system. But I must appreciate Tanya Pa, like we were batchmate for completing this masters, but you had really done tough thing to complete now. So I must congratulate you for having done this, and it's an issue really. But like Nazmin Appa said, please, there is still time, like Shamim Appa said, please try to incorporate the victims. You have taken the victims part perspective, the case study. Please do take some cases for the who are really doing those accidents. Then the inside story will come. What is their effect? Why they are doing? So I think that will make your research more concrete. Yeah, that's that. Okay, thank you.
Okay, any final comments? There was somebody down there. Tomway, were you waiting? Yeah, please. And then Tarana and Taslima. Thank you.
Thank you, Daryl sir, and thank you, Tanya, for your wonderful presentation. It was really nice. I have some specific questions and inquiries about your presentation. Then in the last case, that you showed us 4 to 5 cases. In the last case, there was a shopkeeper who built his shop by the roadside, and a truck hit that shop. In that case, I was thinking that was it the fault of the shopkeeper who built his shop on the roadside that is not actually correct, or the technical authority who did not put proper lights on the road, or the truck driver who did not use headlights. Because if the truck driver had the headlights, he could have seen the shops. Okay, then what is the cause and whose ethical concern it is mainly? Then I have another inquiries. In the conclusion, you have mentioned that driving licenses are fake in Bangladesh. So usually we state those statements in the conclusion, which are drawn either from our results or from the references. So when you state that driving licenses are fake, it should come from your results or from the references, because it's a very strong statement. Driving licenses are fake. Okay.
Yeah.
And in the recommendation there was a line that speed breaker by people. I was just thinking by speed breaker, what do you actually mean? I haven't heard about any speed breakers put by people. People can sometimes put roadblocks that totally stop the car. Then if you really mean the roadblocks, then your word should be changed to roadblocks, because it will cover the speed breakers, it will cover the roadblocks, it will cover all the obstacles on the road. Thank you. It was really nice presentation and it was really an excellent study. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I just want to answer your question that about the street light. There was no street light in the street which government should give the street light. And the shopkeeper also did a wrong thing. He put his store over near the highways, which is fully wrong. And another thing you said about the fake license, yes. Most of the license, and they know, the government also, the police also know it's fake, but it's all over the country. There was, you can make fake license with 400 taka, and this is not right. I do it, it's also in the reference, and I did it by myself. I saw it, a lot of fake license. That's why I said in this. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Tarana, Taslima, your final comments before I conclude?
My suggestion to your thesis is you must concentrate on the kids and the children of the Bangladesh, and especially their mothers. And the mother should have proper training to bring their children home safely, and all father also. Please you also show one example on that topic. And another suggestion will be, suppose one accident happened, then what they will do? Like we just travel from Cox's Bazar, and I asked the bus driver, what will you do when accident happens just now? They say, oh, we will just call our high author, and then they will take action. Oh, then at that moment I will die almost there. So there should be some first aid box, and there should an oxygen cylinder and some medicines in each vehicle, and that should be compulsory, and the training also. So my suggestion is there. I can know.
Thank you very much, Ahmad, for your suggestion. Next time I will act this way.
She wants to say just half a minute, really. Thank you, Tanya. It's actually a very, very old, prevalent problem that we have not been able to address up till now. So, though you're asking for something new, even the old laws have not been implemented. And we see that the drivers go scot-free. They just run away and they go scot-free. And if they are attacked by the people, by the community, then the police saves them. Now, how much can you write in a master's thesis? And that's what I was wondering. That yes, these are things that we have to resolve. Even if you resolve the old ones, you will be way ahead. Because I remember one government official said, we will have hospitals in every corner so that accident victims can go there. But that's not the answer. The answer is to stop accidents. So I feel that it's a very, very relevant thesis work, and all of your questions are excellent. But main thing is I must congratulate Tanya for taking this up, because it's something that needs a lot of courage to do. So, thank you, Tanya.
Thank you very much.
Last comment. Yeah, we have today a seminar on an issue which is fatal, but it has become our habit. Every day we see in the television people dying, then also we don't do anything. We say, oh, it's nothing new. It's an old issue. No, it's not an old issue. It is an issue which is fatal. It is an issue we should address. And I echo with Tanya Ahmad that she has said rightly that it has become a habit, and that is our destiny. As Gandhi has said, we make our habits, and habits become our destiny. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you all for all the helpful suggestions and comments for Tanya, and thank you, Tanya, for excellent work. Your dear father will be very proud of you. And thank you, we're proud of you too, for completing your degree.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And